All right. Good evening, everyone. We are really excited to see you guys showing up today. And it is my privilege to introduce Anumeha Gupta, who will conduct the webinar today. In today's session, she will be highlighting a fresh approach to parenting and offering tools for parents to connect deeply with their children. My name is Nandini, and I'm a former client and current mentee of Anu. I'd like to share a quick intro on Anu. She's a certified Ayurvedic health counselor and energy healer, trained in Ayurveda by Dr. J. Apte and Vedic monk Mother Maya. She's also a certified yoga teacher, tarot reader, and theta healing practitioner. She specializes in helping men and women release suppressed anger, calm anxiety, and create more peaceful, connected relationships with their families. Her work is rooted in her personal journey, healing from repressed anger herself, navigating divorce, raising children as an immigrant in the US, leaving a corporate career to find her purpose, and overcoming anxiety, guilt, and low self esteem. I'm sure many of us can relate deeply with that. With deep compassion and lived experience, Anu supports parents through their own healing. Over the past 9 years, she has led transformational workshops and one on one sessions across US and India, helping people bring more calm, forgiveness, and love into their homes. Lastly, during the webinar, we request that you mute yourselves to keep the lines clear, as you've already done. And if you have questions, please note them, and we can address them at the end during the Q&A. Okay, over to you, Anu.
Yeah. Thank you, Nandini. And I'm a little bit distracted because people are trying to get in and they cannot, but it's fine. We will roll with it and we'll see the best we can do. Okay. So, hi everyone. Nice to see you here. And I want to say first of all, it's so amazing that you're showing up to learn some new strategies, and that itself, in a way, shows how open you are to learning and growing. In my own journey, I have found that having children actually pushes us to grow, and that's the secret of having more connection and maturity in our relationships. Okay, so saying that, I'm going to share the screen. Okay, welcome, Leslie. I know, sorry about all the confusion. Just starting, you didn't miss much. Okay. So, can you see this well? Can you see my screen
Yes,
well enough?
yes,
Yeah?
Anu. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yeah.
great. Perfect. So I'm going to present a unique perspective, and I would love to know later how unique it was for you. Hmm. So, my first point really is that whatever you need to connect with your child, you already have it within you. The main thing always is presence and not to have expectations. I know it's hard because they are children, so it's hard not to have expectations. But as a parent, we can have a long list of expectations for our children and for ourselves. If I am a good parent, these are things I need to do. So, all these come in the way of our connection with our child. I'm going to share a little about me. So, these are my children. I am a single mom now, but I have been married for 19 years earlier. So, I have experienced bringing up kids with a partner and without. And they are now much older. My son is 15, he's in high school, and my daughter is 11. She's in middle school. And a little about me is I love reading books. At any time, you will find like 5 books I'm reading simultaneously, a chapter in each. So I love reading books. Most of my books are about self development and how to be a better person. And when I was looking for my purpose, there was a time I even tried stand up comedy. That's just a fun fact about me. Okay. So, if there's one thing I would like you to take away from today, it is that our triggers are our teachers. So, when I was studying Ayurveda in 2017, that was the time I used to get triggered by my children all the time. And I used to get so angry. And I asked one of my teachers, she was an extremely spiritual lady. She was also psychic. And I used to connect very deeply with her. And she said, Anu, your children and your husband, they are going to trigger you the most. These are the people, in a way, who have been planted by the universe to help you understand what wounds inside you are ready to be healed. So don't be upset when you're getting angry. Try to understand what is the message, why you're getting angry. Use it as a messenger and find out what you need to heal. And this has been my whole journey. And the more I've healed myself, the more peace I have found within. And when we find that peace within and we are not getting triggered, we become a very safe space for our children. I'll say this again, that when we are not getting triggered because we've healed ourselves, not because we are controlling ourselves, because we have healed from within, we become so present and calm that our children feel safe coming to us. Here, I would also like to share one thing. It's very interesting. How many of you have experienced this? Suppose your child is not eating, and you say, oh, you know what? I'm just going to leave the food on the table and you eat whenever you want to eat and you walk away. Okay? You have walked away from that room. You go to your own room. But you have not walked away from him wanting to eat. So, what you do is you are sitting inside, but energetically, you are thinking, did he eat? Did he eat? Did he eat? And when that happens, that child, he has come from you, he can feel your energy and he can choose not to eat because he still feels that pressure. Okay. So, energetically, I'm trying to explain to you that a lot of things happen which we don't.
Do you feel pressure?
Bhavika, do you have a question for me?
Oh, I'm
Okay.
sorry, I didn't know I was on unmute. Sorry.
No problem, dear. Okay, so going back to my presentation, and hi to the new people who have come in, CW, Leslie, and Leiran Young, maybe? That's how you say your name. Nice to see all of you. Okay. So now, after I've done all this work, inner work, um, and I learned Ayurveda, Theta healing, yoga. I became a yoga teacher. I learned a lot of the modalities that help me connect with my children. And I launched my own practice. So I have an office in Santa Clara. This is my space where I do the counseling. And this year, I actually got an award from Business Rate, which is they've seen my Google reviews. I have around 35 reviews, but Most of them are 5 stars. So this is the award I got this year, and just few days back I got an award from Yelp also because of the reviews. And these are all the certifications. I'm part of the California Association of Ayurvedic Medicine. I'm a theta healing practitioner. I studied yoga from Yoga Bharati. And the reason I'm sharing this is just to kind of build my credibility with you, so you know what I'm talking is coming from experience of my own and my clients. So this is something we don't realize. One second, I have something in my throat. Yeah. And if you guys have any questions, you can always note them and we'll have time later, okay? So, as parents, energetically, we can carry a lot of guilt. I'm just giving you the highlights from some of my testimonials. But we can carry guilt, and then we can have expectations from our child. And when we slowly start letting our child be free energetically, they themselves want to come and start talking to us. The other thing is when we start focusing on ourselves as well, to live our own life, follow our own hobbies, especially if we are mothers, we share the same energy field with our children. So when we heal ourselves, we work on our own, honoring our own soul, our children also start showing growth automatically. Yeah. And I want to share this one. This is this man who worked with me. He was an Indian man. He came in feeling very heavy and weighed down because he had all these responsibilities, right? His aging parents, wife, son, and he lives in the Silicon Valley. So, it's quite a very expensive place. And he said that he just couldn't feel joy. There's so much weight on his shoulders. And what happens is, I think many of us would relate to that. Can you raise your hand if you're relating to this, what he says, to feel that obligation? Or you can put yes in the chat. Yeah, I see Bhavika. That's true. Yeah. So these are energetic things that keep us feeling burdened, and then we are not able to be present for our child. So, goals of this workshop: to set your goal as a parent, to learn the 3 simple tips to deepen your connection. Third is I'll share a little later if you want to get more support. I also have a Thanksgiving offer, so you've come at the perfect time, and we'll have time for Q&A. So, my question to you is, can you write in the chat, why do you want to deepen your connection with your child? What is the reason? Welcome, Deepa. I just asked everyone the question, why do you want to deepen your connection with your child? How is it going to help you?
Oh, sorry, it took me a second to unmute. Um, just really, I guess satisfaction, personal satisfaction. The one
Mm-hmm.
that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm. So what I'm hearing is it like a satisfaction that you did your best?
Pretty much.
Okay. Thank you. Nandini says, I want to give a wholesome upbringing to my child, and that starts with me. Totally. Very true. What else? You can unmute if you like, or you can share in the chat. Leslie says, I want joy between adult kids and me. That's true. Very true. Yeah. And there's so many energetic things which are going on as well. We never know. But that's great. Okay. I remember one of you had mentioned earlier that you wanted to keep communication open with your child all the time. That's why. Okay. So these are all valid. Going to move on. I want you to close your eyes and think about if you see your child all grown up, maybe 10 years down the line, what is your real wish for your child? What is your deepest desire for your child? If you can close your eyes and think about what is your deepest desire for your child? And when you know, put it in the chat if you don't mind. Have balance between duties towards aging parents and duties towards children. That's true, Bhavika. Amal says contentment and healthy relationships. Absolutely, right? So important, our relationships make such a big difference to our peace of mind, our health, and to become good people. Yes, Bhavika, and they're happy. I think almost all of us would agree that we want them to be happy more than anything. I wish to see my child to be honest, kind, happy, and successful human being. Gemini says, very nice. And then he says, find contentment and joy in whatever they choose. Okay, so mostly everyone says, I think the common thing is happiness and joy. And one of the ways I have found is to be joyful ourselves. And Deepa says, trusting us to be there for him all the time and open with parents. Totally, right? He should know that you're always there for him and he can keep talking to you everything, right? Totally. So, this is what I will cover because, yeah, and Leslie says, my son struggles with Asperger's. So, you would like him to have friends and maybe a relationship, and that both are happy. Okay, thank you for sharing. Yeah, absolutely. So, that's what I'll be sharing today about how we can be a safe space so our child wants to or feels comfortable talking to us. Okay. So, for me as well, like some of you said, I wanted to keep my communication lines always open. So, think of someone you had a deep connection with. If you want, you can close your eyes and just think in your own life who has been someone you can just share with anything and everything. My mom, Deepa says, okay. Once you know that person, can you put in the chat what about them made you feel safe? Maybe it was your mom, maybe your friend. Bhavika says acceptance, right? Absolutely. Deepa says she never reacted immediately. Beautiful. That was exactly my story because I used to react and get triggered. So I realized that not reacting is critical to help my kids feel safe. But not reacting has to come naturally. You cannot suppress it because they can feel your energy. Even if you don't react, your child knows that inside you are reacting, but you are just putting up a smile. And then Nandini says, my husband, he's kind and accepting. Very nice. So, accepting again is a theme. And kindness. And my grandpa, he understood me better, Jaimini says. Beautiful. So, somewhere he probably validated you for your emotions. Leslie says they show interest, they give compliments and understanding. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes, show interest also comes back to having that presence. Okay, so let's go back to the slides. Thank you everyone for sharing. Okay, so in my own journey, I realized I need to be safe space for my children so they can share anything with me. But safety is energetic, it cannot be artificially created. Hmm. Okay, this is just an example. If you want, you can take a screenshot. But these are some ways to deepen your connection. You listen without judgment, you validate their feelings, enter their world. You must have heard, right? If they are playing video games, instead of telling them, oh, switch off your TV or video game, come have dinner or whatever, you go and first ask them what they are playing, ask them how what is happening with the characters and did they win or lose. So you ask them questions by entering their world first, and then you can slowly take them out of that world and bring them to your world. And then you have trusting them that they can do things, giving them small responsibilities. And fifth one is to observe what lights them up. Now, for all these things, these are something you can by heart, and you can remind yourself again and again. Oh, when they tell me they are sad, I need to first validate their feelings before I do anything else. And these are all the things you memorize and try to remember. And in my own journey, I found that many times I never remembered, especially if I'm triggered. And nothing, I didn't remember anything. But if I start doing these things to myself, behave the same way with myself, automatically I'm able to do with them. So, if I validate my feelings when I'm feeling sad and I tell myself it's okay to be sad and my feelings are totally valid, and entering my own world in a way, this is my inner world where I understand where I am coming from, what's going on. It's just a practice of reflection, inner reflection. Before I trust them, can I trust myself? Can I observe what lights me up as well? And can I be less judgmental of myself? Because so many of us have an inner critic, very strong inner critic. So, the point I'm trying to make is that in the beginning of my mom years, I was always looking outside. Can I do one more parenting class? Can I go for this meditation? Can I go for yoga? Can I, can I read these books so I can be a better mother? Now, after almost my son is 15, so 15 years of parenting, I have come to understand that it's not so much about doing, it's about being. Who are we? How much of our inner work we have done? If we get triggered, how much have we healed ourselves? So, and now I'm coming to the tips, three simple tips to create safety. Before that, do I have any questions from anyone before I go into the tips? Is this very clear? Just give me a thumbs up if everything is clear till now. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. So, and I found that energetic safety is magical. Literally, it is magical. I had my birthday just few weeks back, and I could not believe. I woke up at 8 a.m. and there was a bouquet of flowers on the dining table. That has never happened before. From my 15-year-old, he's a teenager, and he had gotten up at 5 a.m. and gone to Safeway by riding his bike, and he bought me flowers. And this happened, this my sister helped him do everything. She talked to him from India, but this has never happened before. So I feel somewhere it is also the safety that I have created over so many years of inner work. So I would put safety in three categories. Putting building safety in your body, that's the first category. There are many things you can do in this, but the basic idea is you must have noticed if someone is angry, and right now if you close your eyes and you think of someone angry, you will immediately see like red color around that person. And the sign is stop, don't go near them. You can feel it in your body already, right? When people are very stressed, their breathing shifts. They have shallow breathing. So I remember as a child, when my dad used to come home, I used to give him water. That was like a ritual. I used to take a glass of water to him. And just by his breathing, I exactly knew how his day was and whether I should stay there around him or should I give him some space. So, how frazzled your nervous system is very obvious to everyone else, especially our own child. So, extremely important to keep yourself relaxed. And one of the big ways is to sleep. Because it's in sleeping, if we get really good sleep, then our body gets a chance to heal itself. Yeah, I just saw Chris come in. Welcome, Chris. I know there has been some confusion around the Zoom link, but I'm glad that you all could make it. So, the one tip I can give you here is I've discovered a practice called Yoga Nidra. It is an online meditation of 20 minutes. You just lie in the bed, you play it, you just follow the instructions, and after 20 minutes, you wake up fully rejuvenated. And if you've not slept well at night, it makes up for the lost sleep. So it's a sleep hack. I've been doing it for 16 years now, and it is really the secret of my energy and of all the things I'm able to do. So, Nandini, if you don't mind, you can put the link in the chat. This is the Yog Nidra I follow. And if you have any questions about it, you can ask me later. You can do this anytime except for when you are having full stomach. That's it. So, after a heavy meal, take at least 1 hour gap and then you do it. Okay, if you have more questions about it, I'm happy to answer later. So, the first part is building safety in your body. Second is building safety in your mind. How many of us, justify lying to the child, thinking it's a very innocent lie, and at least he'll do what I think is good for him? When the child is really small and they don't follow logic, it is very hard to explain. And I know we have all taken the liberty to cook up stories and convince them. But now, as they grow older, I found that being honest is extremely builds extreme safety in our body and our mind, and that helps the child a lot. I'll, even in the energy healing that I do, it's very important to have alignment in our thoughts and our actions. So, uh, I'm going to give you another example here. This is similar to honesty. I went again to the high school because I was volunteering to prep for an event. There were many other parents prepping, and they said, "This event is extremely fun. The kids will put up a dance performance, they'll have some fun games. It's very fun." So they said, "You should definitely sit in the audience and enjoy it." I said, "Okay, let me ask my son," because you know how high schoolers are, right? Many times they don't want to be seen with you. So I messaged him and said, "Can I attend this function?" And he said, "No, I don't want you to be there." And I told the parents that I need to go. And they said, "There are almost like 600 people in this hall. You will be sitting in one corner. He cannot even see you. It doesn't matter. You just sit. He will never know that you watched." I was very tempted. I was right there. But I remembered that just not, betraying that trust and not being honest to myself. And imagine if I did see that event, if I stayed back, every time I would be worried, is he going to see me? Where is he sitting? I'll be caught. It was too much stress unnecessarily. So I didn't watch it. And later, when he came back from the event, he actually told me, "Mom, I saw other parents there. Next time, it's fine if you want to watch the show, you can come," on his own. So I find that honesty is extremely rewarding when it comes to creating that energetic safety. And the sooner honest you are, the better it is. Even they learn to be honest to you. Okay, next one is, so this is the second point. And the third point is building safety in your heart. We are very hard on ourselves as parents, and we can carry so much guilt. I remember waking up in the morning feeling so heavy, thinking I'm not a good mother, I didn't do this right, I didn't cook well enough, I was upset, I yelled, all these things. And I kept blaming myself and feeling so heavy and not good enough. And when we are not feeling good about ourselves and we don't have self love, the energy that we shoot out from our body is very different. I have come to understand that if we don't love ourselves, it is hard to love anyone else. We might say that we really love our children and everything else, But let me tell you, when we start fully loving and accepting ourselves and giving ourselves grace, our capacity to love our children grows, it magnifies. So, giving ourselves grace, and this is something I started telling myself. I did the best till now, and tomorrow I will do better. So, whenever I am criticizing, I'll just switch to this line and say, it's fine. I have done my best till now, and tomorrow I'll do better. Okay. And I have a bonus point, which is the inner child healing. So, none of us have had perfect childhoods. And like I said in the very beginning, our triggers are our teachers. So, when you get triggered, very important to use it as messenger. I actually get excited now when I get triggered because it will lead you to understand what is the part of you that needs to be healed. And when you heal it, you will not get triggered on that topic ever again. I'm going to give you an example here, but I think it will help you. Okay, so let's see. Suppose you're getting triggered by your child again and again because he's not listening to you. You tell him, turn off the TV, turn off the TV. He's not listening to you. You finally get really mad. Hmm. That is a trigger. And then you go inwards and you find out that actually, as a child, your mom was too busy to listen to you. So that part of you feels so wounded that you formed a belief which says, what I have to say doesn't matter, or people don't value me. If that is your belief, every time someone doesn't listen to you, you can get triggered. So you need to go back and heal that wound, change that belief that what I do and say matters. And slowly you will find that magically people will start valuing you automatically because our beliefs create our reality. Okay. So, the process of reclaiming your wounded inner child is a forgiveness process. Forgiveness allows us to give as before. It heals the past and frees our energies for the present. And with all this work that I have been doing over the past 15 years, my voice changed. And I noticed that because I am so calm, the negotiations went down. The voice makes such a huge difference. If I am like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You can immediately feel something happening to your body when I'm talking like that. We don't even realize, but voice cannot be changed superficially. The more inner work you do, the more your voice changes. And that's one of the signs that you are on the right track. Okay, so let me do a recap. Hmm. So, 4 tips to deepen your connection. First one, to build safety in your body. Here I gave the tip of Yog Nidra. Second, building safety in your mind, where you are honest. You're honest to them, you're honest to yourself. And third is safety in your heart, which is where you are treating yourself as a precious person and giving yourself grace. Inner child healing is the fourth one, basically doing the inner work. Okay, so next section is about working with me. Let me take a little break and see if you guys have any questions before I go there. Okay, let's open it up. What is coming up for you guys? I'm going to pause the recording so this is not being recorded.